Miss Jovial, Miss Jovial. Oh, Miss Jovial girl. Oh, Miss Jovial, Miss Jovial. Oh, Miss Jovial girl.
Hey Click Crew, this is your girl Miss Jovial. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I know most of you are getting off work right now on your way home to go eat your dinner, get in the bed and go to bed because you had a long day. Oh, I already know about that because I just got off work not too long ago. I was able to get through with ease. I'm happy. Yes. Lots accomplished today. It's story time. I am here to share with you 3 reasons why I left Chicago. Now, quick disclaimer. Chicago is a beautiful city, beautiful people, lots to do, good food, the bomb good food, the bomb diggity good food. But I was looking for more. I was looking for way more. I was fortunate for to have parents to send me away for the summer to different cities to visit relatives like Miami, Mississippi, Memphis, Chicago, Maryland, Virginia. I was able to travel just a little bit, but I never went out internationally, but it's okay. Well, I hadn't planned on living internationally, not right now, but you know, I saw a lot of things that in other places that I didn't see in Chicago. So as I got older, I craved those other things. And to start with number 1, I wanted to explore other cultures. See, in Chicago, it's pretty much cut and dry. I don't know why, but it just is. From what I saw, black, white, Spanish. Okay, a couple of Africans. Okay, cool. But see, in New York, it's a melting pot of people. And I was able to explore different foods, because I'm stuck on food. I was able to try Thai food. You know, I didn't know anything about Thai food while I was living in Chicago. I never knew anything about it till I got to New York. Falafels. I love falafels. What about paella? I love paella. But I never experienced it. Never experienced it when I was in Chicago. And I just felt like I was shortchanged a little bit. And, you know, being in New York, I was able to, celebrate different types of barbecues. Let me tell you all about the barbecue. I had a couple of Jamaican friends. Oh, they invited me to the barbecue. Now I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm from Chicago. When we go to barbecues, what do we have? Ribs, chicken, macaroni salad, pork and beans, spaghetti, coleslaw, links. We had that type of cookout, right? And I'm thinking that's what we gonna have in East Orange, New Jersey. Wrong. I got there. We had steamed fish, grilled fish. Fish was on the grill. But what happened? They split it open and had vegetables stuffed inside, and each fish was wrapped in aluminum foil and stacked on the table. I was like, oh, you all don't have ribs and chicken? They were like, girl, no. They were like, no, we don't have that. And it was so good. It was so good. It was refreshing. It was something new, at least for me. No, I'm not sick. Okay, let's not go there. It was just something new that I experienced, and I really liked it. So I was trying to get out of that routine, that same routine. Okay, on Fridays, what we're going to do? We're going to go to J&J's Fish. Or we're going to go to Homeward Inn. Or we're going to go to Portillo's. Or we're going to go get barbecue. I was tired of that. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to say, you know what? I'm going to hang out with my girls, my Trinidadians. I'm going to hang out with my Jamaican friends. I'm going to hang out with my Costa Rican friends. I'm going to hang out with my Dominican friends. I wanted to hang out with different types of people. Get what I'm saying? And a lot of people are going to say, oh, you could have done it in Chicago. Not really. Not really, because some of the cultures that they have in New York, they don't have in Chicago. And it's not prevalent. And which brings me into number 2. Chicago is so segregated. Oh my God. There are certain areas in Chicago you can't even go in after 6 o'clock when it gets dark. You know? And in New York, you can go to different neighborhoods for the most part, because everybody is living together. Now I know there might be little small areas here and there, like maybe Bensonville. I think is it Bensonhurst? I can't remember in New York, where you gotta be real careful about that. But in Chicago, it's segregated on this side, that side, this side, this side. I don't want to live like that. I want to live with everybody because I have a rainbow of friends, and I believe that we should all live together. I don't want to be living with all black people, all white people, all Spanish people, all African people. I want all of us to live together collectively so we can share different ideas, so we can get to know each other and learn different things. That's what I was longing for. That's why I went to New York. I was lacking that. Well, I guess, which brings me to the next reason. Everybody was playing it safe in Chicago. I don't like to play safe. And it's nothing against playing safe. Please believe, we were raised to go to school, get a job, stay there for 400 years, retire, and then whatever it is that you do. Well, I don't want to do that. I went to school. I started out in speech therapy. I was bored with speech therapy. I don't want to do that. For some people, if that's what you do, I don't mean to put down your craft, because if that's what you want to do, that's perfectly fine. It's something that I did not want. I wanted more. And Chicago, like I told you before, it didn't house my ambitions. I wanted more because I saw other stuff in other cities, and and Chicago liked that. So when I went to New York, I landed a job. Y'all listen, I didn't know anything about music publishing. I didn't know anything about licensing or royalties. I would have never learned that in Chicago. That's why I went to New York. I didn't expect to learn that, but I knew I wanted to work in entertainment. Let's just start there. I wanted to work in entertainment. I didn't know in what capacity, because at one point I wanted to be an actress, and I wanted to be on Broadway and be on stage, grease the lightning, go grease lightning. I wanted to do all of that. But I ended up working in the music entertainment. I love working there. I worked at Warner Music Group. I mean, that's huge. I work at BMI. I would have never done that in Chicago. And I know at one time Chicago was really big on the scene with music. I got that, really. But when I was looking for an opportunity to work in that arena, I couldn't find it there. It was limited. It was very limited. And I don't like limitations. I want to get out there and just enjoy everything. I want to try everything. That's why I moved to New York. Because in New York, you could try anything you ever wanted. And you'll never know how good you're at in certain things unless you try everything. And you can't do that in Chicago. You got to have a niche. Okay, I do speech. Okay, well then do speech. I do teaching. Okay, I'm an attorney. I'm you know what I mean? But in New York, you could still do, you could be a teacher, you could do a speech there, but then you might end up getting invited to a different event, and then you may try something else, and then you realize, man, I really like this, and you can quit that job and go to this job and then blow up and do some other stuff, right? Chicago just didn't do that for me. And once again, for me, I don't know what it does for you. It didn't do it for me. Okay? I was up for a challenge. I was just up for a challenge. Chicago didn't give me a challenge. Because like I said, once again, it was the same routine every single day. I was like, oh my God, it's got to be more to life than this. And when you tell yourself that, there is more to life. It really, really is. You just got to step out in faith and just explore. My grandmother always told me a long time ago, be careful of the company that you keep. Now I have some really good friends, I have to say that. But everybody around me was playing it safe. I don't like to play safe. I don't like that. I don't want to live in a comfort zone because nothing happens there. I want to go out and explore. And that's what I did in New York. You know, I think that the biggest lesson that I learned when I was there, when I first got there, always be prepared. I didn't learn that in Chicago, but in New York, you better be prepared because you never know what can happen. Things can happen at any given moment. You gotta be prepared. Remember I told you in my other video, when you're looking for an apartment, have your stuff right there. Have your W-2 form, have your check stub, have your letter from your employer. Have all that sugar honey iced tea right there in your bag. So when the landlord says, you know, you need to have A, B, and C, you got A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You got it all here. Bam, there it is. Here's your copy. And you know what I mean? So you have to be prepared for things. And there I was able to create a ravenous work ethic. You know, when I was in New York, I never had a 9-to-5 job, especially working at Warner. I didn't have a 9-to-5 job. It was whenever you get to work, you finish all those tasks on that list, then you go home. I didn't have a strict time. When things come up, you take care of it. Take care of it. I don't care how late you stay. I don't care how early you come. Get it done. And that's what I'm used to. That's what I like. Because I know that I'm making a difference. I know that I'm play a big part in completing this task. I didn't feel that way in Chicago. You know, as a speech therapist, you go in, you do your speech, and then there are times you have to go to meetings. Oh gosh. I was just in the back of my head saying, I'll be glad when this is over. I'll be glad when this is over. And, you know, I wasn't depressed there. I really wasn't depressed. I mean, I had a lot of happy times in Chicago, but to live there as an adult, I can't do it. Couldn't do it. New York brought me joy. It brought me life. It gave me energy. When I would get off work while I was in New York, I could just walk down the street. I didn't have plans. And see, one thing about New York, you don't have to have plans because something is always happening. And you don't need a car. Oh, where I'm going to park. Oh, this costs too much. That costs too much. It's $10 all night. It's $15, $20 all night. No. In New York, you get off work. You walk down the street. Hey, I like this place. Let's try it. You go in. Hey, that was fun. You go home by way of subway. You walk down the stairs. You get on the train. You wait till your stop come, 79th Street, 87, 103. Walk up the stairs, walk towards your house, get in there, go to bed. It's real simple. I would tell anybody, you know, if you're not happy at the place where you live, find a place to bring you joy. Because you don't want to spend the rest of your life in misery and regret and thinking, man, if I would have moved here, what would have happened? Why don't you find out what would happen? Just get up and go. Because I told y'all, when I went to New York, I didn't have a lot of money. And you know, when you go to New York, and I'm hearing about California, you got to have big bucks because they want you to pay first and last 2 months rent, 3 months rent. I wasn't thinking about that stuff. I wasn't thinking about that. I just wanted to be there because I knew that once I got there, I will make everything fall into place because I had that mindset. I'm going to make this happen. And that's why I don't worry about what people say about me when I go home. Because you can't tell me anything. The stuff that I went through to make it in New York City for the past, I'm going to tell y'all to be straight up. I've been there for some years. Man, I grew up in New York. And I don't mean like grew up as a child. I grew up as an adult. I can handle things that most people won't be able to. That's where I got this strength from, this Popeye strength. I'm strong to the finish because I eat my spinach. And Popeye the Sailor Man. Y'all know what I'm trying to say, right? I found a lot of joy there. I really, really did. And you know what, guys? A lot of people find joy in Chicago. That's great. I am so happy for you. I really, really am. But it just didn't do it for me. I think no matter where you live, any of the cities, wherever you live, that you're going to find something wrong with it. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like that. It's got to be something better. But if you start telling yourself that, explore it. Explore it. And I'm a true believer of that. I'm a true believer because sometimes your mind and your body tells you things. They give you signs. And there's signs all over every single day when you walk out the door. They tell you it's time for a change. And I knew for me it was time for a change. Because when I got into that routine and I started looking like everybody else, oh no, it's time to go. Because one thing I don't do, number one, I don't like the status quo. I will challenge it at any given second if I think that it's not right. And number two, I don't want to look like none of y'all. You all are beautiful people, but I don't want to do the same thing that other people do. I don't. I don't want to get into that routine and then go home and then maybe somebody will say, oh, come over to my house. That's fine to do. It is. Let me just say this. It's a lot of fun to get with your girls and kick it. Yeah. But for me, it was just a feeling that I wanted more. And Chicago just couldn't give it to me. And I wasn't willing to look in Chicago because I was sick of that place. I really was. But when I got to New York, wow, I realized I could take the train by myself. Whoa. Even at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning? What? I told y'all when I used to go to Atlantic City or go to my friend's house, like on the other side of the road, I would take the train, y'all, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning and feel somewhat safe. Get off the train, go get some chicken, go home. I feel good. I feel real good. And that's what you want to hold on to. You want to be in a place that really makes you feel good. It doesn't have to be New York. For me, it was New York. For me. For you, it could very well be Chicago. It could very well be California or North Carolina or South Carolina or whatever. It could be any of those things for you. It's just for me, it's just the way it is. So that's my time for today. I'm going to get up in here. I think I'm going to start doing some cooking videos. I'm going to surprise you all. It's a lot that you still don't know about me, but I'm still new to YouTube, but I'm cool with it. But it's a lot of stuff. And when y'all see it, you're going to be like, Miss Jovial does that? What? Yeah, you're going to be surprised. And that's another thing. I would have never gotten into those other talents if I stayed in Chicago. In New York, I was able to be on television, to be on different TV shows. I couldn't do that there. I couldn't do it there. I'm going to get out of here, y'all. Like, share, comment on my video. Hope all is well. Okay, guys. I love you. Thank you so much, Click Crew. Peace.